Hi, my name is Walter Lee Allen, and this is my presentation on the writing process for my course at the University of New England, EDU 743. A little background information for you. In conducting this research, I kept in mind a new course that I have coming up for the 2017-18 school year. One of my courses will be 7th grade humanities, which I'll be co-teaching. My colleague will cover social studies while I'll be teaching English. However, we will have a double block together once per week, which has lots of opportunities for collaboration. The English department at our school will also have an intern join the staff to provide middle school academic support. So this presentation is not only an assignment, but aimed to them to help share some information and to help us to devise our plan of attack with 7th grade. Some of the challenges which we're facing with this class is that the students don't like to read, most of them. They say, "Mister, it's boring. Can we watch the movie instead?" And most of the students are EAL. We have only 2 native speakers, and of those 22 EAL students, most of them have English as their 3rd or 4th language and do not use it at home. We have a wide range of reading and writing abilities from the 97th percentile down to the 7th and all in between, so a lot of challenges. In order to help students improve their critical and writing skills, I as a teacher and my colleagues and you should make use of digital texts and online tools to create a collaborative classroom environment. Based upon the research that I did for this presentation, I've concluded that the best possibilities to do this is to use Google Docs, a class wiki, and annotation of text. I've used Genius before, so I would suggest using online annotation of text. We'll get into that later. Rationale behind this is something that I've got to explain to my students, is that writing is important. We can do so many things with it. We can communicate, we can share information, you can drive social change, you can learn better by writing, and it helps you to understand what you're reading. The key component here is that improved writing equals improved reading skills. A collaborative classroom improves writing. How so? Quality of student writing improves when they work with their peers. And if they do this at every stage of the writing process, they'll succeed. An effective collaborative environment is one with an active teacher. Now, the teacher doesn't just give instruction and walk off and monitor the kids. Active teacher is one who provides structure and instruction, but also models, adds dialogue, gives feedback, and monitors participation. And collaborative annotation of text improves reading comprehension, class participation, and writing skills, all of which are transferable to other subjects. Using hypermedia is not just something we can use to decorate our blogs. It is a requirement now, and we've got to teach it to our kids. Incorporating graphics, audio, video, and links to other web content into their writing tasks is a necessary skill which students must master in order to be college-ready and career-ready. And incorporating all these elements into their reading tasks allows students to interpret, explain, or add an exciting touch to the text that they're reading. A collaborative writing environment improves student motivation, peer interaction, and the effectiveness of feedback, whether it's from the teacher, from their peers, or even from themselves. Teachers must bridge the gap between traditional curricular approaches and our students' digital fluency, as these skills will be vital for them after graduation, academically, personally, and professionally. We must incorporate collaborative technologies into our lessons to help our students become better writers and better readers. There are numerous resources which teachers can use to transform their classrooms into collaborative learning environments. Based on the research I performed for this presentation, I found that the most effective ways to help the oncoming 7th graders and other classes, and even for you and your students, to become better writers and readers are to use Google Docs, ClassWiki, and online annotation of text. Specifically, with Google Docs, I think that this would be most effective for students for drafting and editing written assignments. I've used this often in a one-on-one setting, speeches and essays, but I think I need to expand this to include small groups or the class. The authors of the article concluded that using Google Docs as a collaborative writing activity was easy for the students to use, had increased participation, and it also helped improve student scores. For a class wiki, I think this would be best for class projects or interdisciplinary units. I haven't used a wiki in my classes yet, but I have used blogs, and there are some similar elements, but I like that a wiki has more of a collaborative nature. Edmondson in her article concluded that using wikis is an integral part of turning your classroom into an effective digital learning community. And using online annotation of texts. I've used Genius. The Genius Web Annotator tool is a great tool. You can get a plugin for your Chrome browser. Students can use this to annotate any text that you have on any website. I've used our class blogs. They can dissect it, analyze, understand, and illustrate literary and nonfiction works in a variety of ways, adding video, audio, photos, and links to other text. They can also comment and have online discussions with their annotations. I've had great results and feedback from students over the years that I've used Genius, and I'm excited to train another group of students for their first annotation assignment in September, which will be Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. In my research, Paul Morris, in his article, he concluded that annotating is an essential component of getting students to understand what they're reading, and also a great way to use writing to engage more with the text. Here are my references. That's my presentation. I thank you for listening and watching. If you have any questions, just drop me an email, and have a great day.